What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I've made a mistake. My last video was a tier list, which I got quite some stuff wrong, specifically with the raid character placements, maybe some gem characters. So I'm going to be remaking each part of the tier list, starting with the gem characters, aka this video, then event and boss rush characters, which those two will probably be two tier lists lumped into one video. Anyway, I hope this tier list actually helps you. Just wanted to say yet again, my bad for the last one. Enjoy this new one. So the first character on the list is Speed, who in my opinion is going to go into the better tier. He is one of the better gem characters, having a lot of mobility, so he is good for dimensions. Next up on the list is Todoroki, who is probably going to go in the bad tier. A lot of his moves stop him, so he's not good for mobility, and his damage isn't high enough to be good for raids. Next up on the list is Bakugo, who is going in the better tier under Speed, because he does what Speed does, but slightly worse. You see, Bakugo has two moves that stop him in place, while Speed only has one, plus Speed has more overall damage. Now, I'm not entirely sure of this next one, so this might get changed later in the video, but Saber Alter is probably going to go in the better tier, just above Bakugo for now. Kaneki is going to go right into the mid tier. I'm going to be honest, he's basically Katakuri but for gem characters, but if there were worse options for raid characters than Katakuri, that's the only good way to describe Kaneki. Next up on the list is Diablo, who in my opinion is one of the top 3, maybe 4 best gem characters, so he's going to go at the top of the better tier. Overall, he's just not a bad choice. Misaka is going to go right into the bad tier. She has very low cooldowns, but just simply not enough damage to make you want to use those low cooldowns. Lancer is going to be another one of those mid characters. There's nothing really great about him. His first move does give him a good bit of mobility, but he doesn't have a lot of damage. Yu-Gi-Oh is going to go right into Don't Even Buy. His first and second move don't really have a lot of AoE, and his fourth move keeps him locked in place for way too long. Next up is Rimuru, who I'm inclined to put in mid-tier. However, with the Awakening, he does get bumped into the better tier just because of how decent the Awakening is. Gojo is going to be put at the top of the better tier. He is one of the better gem characters, but the 3 in the best tier are much better. Now, the new Ichigo character is going to be the best character on this list, period. He's going at the very top of the best tier. There's almost no debate with it. I don't know how to explain it, he just is the best. Now, I kind of want to put Hope in the either bad or don't even buy category, but I'm going to give it mid for now. I'm most likely going to go back on that later in the video and change that, so don't worry about it for now. Power is one of the best gem characters and is going to go into the best tier. The thing is, she's basically a better Gojo that doesn't really need the critical chance. So yeah, into the best tier she goes. The gem Sung Jin Woo is probably going to go into the best tier. In my opinion, he is the second best gem character. Good mobility, his fourth move gives speed, his second ability resets the first ability, overall just very good. Now, the shield hero is going to go in the bad tier, probably one of the worst characters in this game, but there are still worse characters. It could get worse for him. Realistically, it can't be worse than the fall off of his anime after Season 1. Now, Megumin, look, I love explosions, I'm sorry to do this to you, but sadly your character is trash. Now, I'm actually going to review my placement of Saber Alter and put her up closer to the upper half of the mid tier, because I really don't think she deserves better. Yamato is probably the best mid-tier character. Her first move does give speed, and it's overall not bad. The third move does lock you in place, but overall, she is pretty decent. Next up is Genos, who's going to go closer to the bottom half of mid-tier. No mobility, pretty bad AoE. His damage is alright, but that only scores him so high, just because of raids. Now, Saber is going to go into the mid-tier. If it wasn't for the Awakening, she would be right into the bad tier, but with the Awakening, she's probably at least, about in the middle of the mid-tier. Now, Zenitsu is the last one on the list, and he's going to go at the top of the bad tier. He's not the worst overall, but he is not that great. His AoE is kind of bad, his damage isn't really high enough. He does get a lot of mobility, but it doesn't really make up for all the downsides. Now that we're looking at the complete tier list, I am going to change Lancer's placement probably to the top of the mid-tier, if not just below the top of the mid-tier. He is really good compared to the rest of the characters in the mid-tier, and I'm actually much better than I initially judged him to be. Now that is the complete gem character tier list. Now I did leave out most of the unobtainable ones. I only left in the ones that were not event-based and were initially here for a long time before being taken out. Now, I do hope this is more accurate than my initial placement of gem characters on the previous tier list. I am going to go back and redo all of the raid characters and event characters as a separate tier list, so hopefully this is decent. I hope the tier list helps you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord below. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Good luck on the grind.